Hello guys, and welcome to the Blue Company London YouTube channel, where today we'll be taking a closer look at two of the most iconic dive watches to ever be produced, the DOXA SUB 300 and SUB 300T. Today we will be going over the history behind both models, what are the differences between the two watches, and what changes have been made from the original models. Unveiled at Bezel and subsequently commercialised in 1967, the DOXA SUB concept is the first ever professional grade diver's watch available to the general public. The radical innovations it introduced established it as a benchmark for professionals. It is the first diver's watch to feature a patterned rotating bezel, which monitors dive time and ensures a no decompression ascent back to the surface. The other reason why the DOXA SUB will become an easily recognisable legend in its own time is the hallmark orange dial instead of the conventional black or white background for diving watches. Taking a look at the SUB 300, which at least visually is an exact recreation of the original SUB 300 from 1967. However, DOXA have made a lot of upgrades to ensure the diver's watch meets modern standards. With a cost certified ETA movement, an upgraded box sapphire crystal and a solid link bracelet, as well as a respectable 300 meters of water resistant, it is safe to say that the new SUB 300 is extremely robust and keeps up with modern standards. The no decompression time limit scale on the outside bezel of both watches is identical. However, the SUB 300 stays loyal to the original by measuring in meters. The stainless steel case of the SUB 300 is 42.5mm in diameter, 45mm from lug to lug, and is 13.4mm thick. The SUB 300 we have a folding clasp that offers a wetsuit extension for quick adjustments when wearing a wetsuit. The clasp feels very solid and secure, with the wetsuit extension being very easy to use. And here it is on my wrist, a very comfortable diver to wear while still feeling very solid and robust, as you would expect. DOXA engineers kept refining the concept, and in 1968 introduced the DOXA SUB 300T, the first diving watch to feature a helium release valve. A helium release valve is a key feature when deep dives are involved, where time is spent in a decompression chamber and divers inhale air that contains helium and hydrogen. Helium molecules are much smaller than oxygen or nitrogen and can penetrate the seals of a watch case. A sudden differential between the pressure inside the case and outside will cause the crystal to be blown out of the watch. The helium release valve addresses this problem, allowing the helium to be released whilst preventing any water from entering the case. The SUB 300T accomplishes a similar job of reinterpreting the SUB 300T from 1969, but takes things to a completely new level with the helium escape valve, which results in 1200 meter water resistance on today's model. The SUB 300T also has a shorter lug-to-lug distance of 44.5mm, despite having a 42.5mm diameter. The SUB 300T's lugs appear chunkier due to this difference of only 0.5mm, whilst the SUB 300's case is thinner and seems more streamlined. The SUB 300T is larger than the SUB 300 and has a more pronounced bezel, which adds to its 14mm height. However, the flat sapphire crystal of the SUB 300T, which is flush with the bezel, gives the impression that the watch is thinner than it actually is. Speaking of the bezel, the SUB 300T's no decompression scale is in feet, creating a bezel that appears denser visually yet has more equally spaced indices. The SUB 300T is offered with DOXA's folding clasp buckle, offering an exclusive ratcheting diver's extension for quick and precise adjustments when wearing a wetsuit. Whilst there are differences, there are also a lot of similarities between the two models. Both watches come with the same dial colours, both feature a large minute hand, and both feature the same iconic DOXA case shape. We also have the same ETA 2824 movement in both watches, however the SUB 300 is cost certified whilst the SUB 300 isn't. Thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video going over the differences and similarities on the SUB 300 and 300T. Which one would you choose? Please let us know in the comment section below, and we will see you in our next YouTube video.